Welcome to Season 2 of Escape from Samsara. In this episode, we're going to take the opportunity to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 different boats, which is a lot of boats in a 1-week time period. So hi, and welcome back. I've decided to declare this as Season 2 because I feel like the big giant milestone of getting that house on the market should have been a good stopping delineation point of everything that went on just before that point. So how about a little recap of what's been going on? Just before we put the sign in the yard, we had somebody approach us that was interested in the house. We were very excited. We thought we were going to get this done without actually even having to put the sign in the yard. And as sales go, it fell through. They wanted a 90-day contingency to sell their house. And we did not feel like at that point in time that taking a house off the market at the very beginning of the spring shopping season, before we've even put a sign in the yard, and possibly miss that entire spring shopping season for homeowners was probably not the smartest thing to do. And so our counter to them, we'll give you a 90-day. We'll sign a contract. We want to keep our house on the market though. And we're going to give you a first right of refusal if during that 90-day period somebody comes along with a better offer either in price or in timing, meaning that they're going to close sooner. They didn't like that. That's why we went ahead and put the sign in the yard. What that did give us was a significant amount of confidence that once the house is on the market, we shouldn't have much trouble selling it. And so we're looking forward to this to be a very fast process to sell the house. I mean, when you got somebody that comes and gives you an offer that's right there where you want it before you've even put the sign in the yard, we feel like that's a pretty good sign that we shouldn't have much problem selling this house. So we expect probably by the end of springtime, we're going to be out of here. Keep your fingers crossed though. You never know. So where are we now? We've been spending a lot of time searching the internet, Yacht World, Sailboats for Sale, Boats by Owners, any place on the internet where you can find people that are selling boats. And we've been monitoring and reviewing and researching those boats that come along that are in the category that we're looking for. Primarily right now we're looking for a Lagoon 420. Hasn't meant that we aren't willing to look at 40-foot Leopards, the 40-foot Fountain Peugeots, even some of the non-production brands. We've looked at them, we read about them, we do a little bit of research on them, but we're trying to really narrow ourselves down to looking for those Lagoon 420s. One of the things we're starting to recognize very quickly is how brokers work. If you remember a few episodes before, we went down to the Miami Boat Show with the primary intent of interviewing boat brokers so that we could identify a buyer's broker, a broker that we'd like to use as a buyer's broker to help us through this process. What we've seen so far with the brokers is that what they want us to do is to find boats and present them to them rather than them bringing us boat ideas. Up to this point, we've not had any of the brokers that we've talked to bring us ideas. We, on the other hand, have been pushing ideas in front of them and asking for their opinion on what they think about things. And so when you do that, you go do all the research, you find the boat you want or the boats that you're interested in, and then we just forward them the link from Yacht World or forward them the link from whatever website it is and say, what do you think about this one? And then they give us their feedback. Now, without a doubt, their feedback is valuable. It's just I would have figured that if your job is to sell boats, you would actively be looking for boats to present to people who are actively looking for boats. I've been in sales for my entire professional career. I would be very hard pressed to not accept the argument from a customer that they should pay me any commissions if they brought me the idea and all I did was put the transaction. I'm a stockbroker. My job is to find the ideas, present the ideas to them because I feel like they're appropriate for them, and to do the transaction. Help them find the right things for them, not them find it and give it to me and all I do is go do the transaction. That's just me. That's how I felt like the brokerage business would work. I honestly thought, I thought about this. If I was a boat broker and I had people come to me and ask for help, what I would do is create a database or a spreadsheet or a bulletin board that listed all the people that were looking for boats that had contacted me with their criteria, and then I would set up those criteria searches in the boat search areas that I know they have access to and have them run every single morning to find ideas that I could take to them. Just saying. But to this point, right now, it has been up to us to find the ideas, to present to the brokers, to get their feedback. What we have going on in this episode is that we have identified several options that we want to look at in Florida. We're still looking we're still looking heavily towards the Lagoon 420s. One of the things that we're starting to see is there's not a lot of them that come up on the market, which has us a little bit concerned that it's slim pickings. When you do find them, they're kind of all over the world, which is kind of part and parcel to looking for a big boat anyhow. They're just, it's not like a car lot, you just go find them on the car lot. What we've just what we have fortunately found here is there is a 420 down in the Keys, there is a 420 down in Fort Lauderdale, and we want to take the opportunity to go look at both of those. Since we've already looked at the 420 up in Connecticut, and it's all nice, and we want to try to knock out as many boats as we possibly can in one trip. And so what this worked to our advantage is that one, we have a son that lives in the Keys, and then secondly, our niece is graduating from high school, and we figured knock out a bunch of options all at once. So we're going to take a trip down to fly into Fort Lauderdale and look at a boat there. One that is being offered by Just Cats. The 420. Its name is Suma Soul at this point in time. So we're going to go check that out. Then we're going to drive on down to the Keys, and we're going to check out one that's down in Key West called Aria that we found, and we sent our son down to look at. And when he came back, he said, "Mom, Dad, this boat is boat show condition." And we're going to trust that because we've taken him to, as you saw, to the Annapolis Boat Show. He knows what boat show condition is. So we're going to go down and take care of that one also. Then we're going to make our way back to Jacksonville. Well, on our way back up, there's a boat in Marathon, which is another key. It's a Lagoon 380. We're going to go check that one out for two reasons. One, I want to still look at them because it's been almost a year since we looked at that one in Panama City. And I want to refresh my memory about them. Two, I'm not completely at this point in time considering them off the table. I think I could become comfortable with it. Stephanie, on the other hand, I don't think she can become comfortable with it, but I want to go look at them one more time just to confirm the earlier thoughts that we had about the 380 that we had back when we looked at it in Panama City. So we're going to check out the one in Marathon. Then we're going to make our way up to Jacksonville, and we're going to visit with, there's the Catamaran Company there in St. Augustine, and there's several cats on the hard there that we've contacted them about. Let's go look at those. So we're going to check out a bunch of boats. So we're excited about the opportunity to knock out a lot of boats all at once. Well, just another day here at the candle factory, but we are making some progress on getting ready to go see another Lagoon 420. I think Stephanie's downstairs scheduling some flights right now. So when we go down and check on her, see what she has to say, see how things are going on that front. She's got the system down pretty well as far as figuring out the best way to get the flights and get us in there to the cheapest we possibly can. Hey, what are you working on?
Scheduling flights. Trying to find us flights to go to Key West to look at that lagoon down. What just?
It's a squirrel.
Oh, just went past my window. A quarter mile, just saw them skirt past. We're sitting in our office, but trying to find flights to go look at another boat. And I'm trying to piece together, we're trying to do this in correlation with going to my niece's graduation. So I'm booking them on different airlines. I found it's most efficient to do this because we have 3 different legs we're trying to fly. And it's Tuesday, and I have been told and read that Tuesdays are the best day to book flights. I don't know why. I'm kind of testing this theory. I've been playing with it, and it seems they do drop the prices on Tuesdays. So anyway, so I've just booked one leg.
So how many weeks out are we from needing to get down there?
A little shy of a month out.
Okay.
So I've just booked a leg to Miami, and then we're going to be looking around down in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Keys area. From there, we're going to be flying Miami, Jacksonville, going to my niece's graduation, and then from there back from Jacksonville to Atlanta, home. So that's what I'm trying to do, is piece all these flights together. Right now, I have us on a different airline every flight because it's the most economical way to do this.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing as I'm eating my lunch from the Hispanic grocery store, and it's just really amazing. It's a torta.
It's something I did knowing that we found out that we're going to be in Jacksonville on a business day, not a weekend. Discovered that in the St. Augustine area there seems to be a lot of cats, and the catamaran company's got an office there. So I've reached out to them to see about looking at anything that they might have available. So we're going to try to look at a lot of stuff. It's always good to kind of, whenever we're someplace, is to take advantage of being there and looking as much as we can. Leg 1, first boat, headed to Fort Lauderdale out of Atlanta. As soon as we got into Fort Lauderdale, we caught up with Larry at Just Cats and went over to see Suma Soul, a Lagoon 420. While it's a nice enough boat, the primary thing that stuck out to us was the cork flooring or decking that they put all over it. It just didn't look right.
Back in the car and started heading south to Islamorada. And then we came across this food truck in Homestead just before we entered the Keys. We're hard pressed not to stop and try some authentic cuisine. This place is good. Look them up. It's Jalisca Taco Truck. They're on Instagram, they're on Facebook. He's a great guy. He's very active, very personable, great food. Highly recommended.
Mighty. That, oh fuck, I just spilled it. It weighs 10 pounds. I'm not kidding you. Good morning from the Florida Keys. Headed down to Key West to look at a boat this morning. Flew in yesterday to Fort Lauderdale. Looked at one up there on our way into the Keys.
There was a Lagoon 420 up there also. Travel was fine.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos.
A little bit of chaos when
Car rental error made at a wrong location, but it all worked out. But we're in one, so it worked out. We're moving.
the key to traveling, we've learned, is to
roll with it.
Roll with it. Just figure it out as you go along. But yeah, this morning should be pretty interesting. We have this boat down in Key West we want to look at. Then we'll spend the rest of the day down there. I'm anticipating kind of looking around the marinas and whatnot and seeing what else might be available down there. You might see a boat with a for sale sign on it or something that we didn't know about, so we'll look at those.
Hold on, gotta pan out. We're headed, I think we're about to cross over into Marathon Key right now. So, that's it.
video audience, honey.
I know.
Alrighty, we're in Key West now, at the docks, and there's our target right there. First mate Stephanie, and son Tyler, who now lives in the Keys and doesn't wear shoes.
Until Sunday, then we're flying to Jacksonville for my niece's graduation.
Oh, wow.
And then flying from Jacksonville on Wednesday. Perfect.
Have to visit Tyler?
Yes. He's so happy.
We've been down here 3 times.
After Aria, it was time for us to take in some of the Key West scene, which mostly just includes bars. Picked up a couple of cigars, walked around, and had a good time with our son. At the end of the day, we headed north up the Marathon and got a hotel room. And then we spent the next day just sitting around waiting to see the Lagoon 380 that we were there to see. Checked out some of the sights, ate some of the food. A lot of it was just sitting in a car waiting for the rain to go by. Finally, it was time to get back on a flight and head to Jacksonville, where we met up with our oldest son, Parker, and we took him with us over to the St. Augustine Marina area to check out some boats. This is the first time that he has seen the types of boats that we are looking at, and I think he was quite surprised at how big they actually were. This here is a Fountain Peugeot. Oriana. It's a really nice boat, great layout. Something we really do like the Fountain Peugeots. Unfortunately, this one was just a little bit out of our price range. It's not something we were going to be able to do. But after we'd had the opportunity to see all those boats, just prior to heading out for our niece's graduation, I contacted the owner of Aria, the Lagoon 420 in Key West, and made an offer, and he accepted. And we put a contingency on it to give us an opportunity to sell the house. The sign has been in the yard for barely a month now. We didn't figure it was going to take very long to get the house sold, and so we wanted to start moving forward with it. So we're excited to say that we have an offer on a boat. We think that we're going to be hopefully all wrapped up before hurricane season. Keep our fingers crossed. When we head back to Atlanta, we're happy to know that we are one step closer to sailing away.